Hi everyone, I hope you're keeping well. Here's chapter 38 of Bad Dad. Stop. Please, shouted Dad. I'll do whatever you say, just leave my boy alone. Mr. Big smirked before finally saying, That's enough, gentlemen. Fingers and thumbs put Frank down. After a moment more enjoying his power, Big took his feet off Dad's finger. Still writhing in pain, the man scrambled up onto his knee to hug his son, who was shaking with fear. I'm glad you've come around to my way of thinking, Gilbert, continued Mr. Big. I will be in touch about the next job very soon. Frank kneeled down to help Dad reattach his wooden leg. Suddenly the boy spied one of the wads of cash lying by his feet. It must have fallen off Mr. Big's desk as the suitcase was emptied. There, in crisp £50 notes, was the answer to so many of his and his father's problems. When he thought no one was looking, Frank moved his left foot slowly forward to cover it. If he kept his nerve, he could craftily slide it out of the room. My master thanks you for your visit. Now it is time to leave, announced Chang. Frank kept his foot pressed to the floor as he and his father was shown out of the study. After a few paces, Big barked, Stop! The pair did what they were told. Why are you walking funny? He demanded. Me? Asked the boy innocently. Yes, you. We know why that crippled father of yours walks funny. Unsurprisingly, the two goons laughed again at their boss's cruelty. I'm not walking funny, replied Frank. Take a few steps then, said Mr. Big. The boy did as he was told, dragging his left foot. What's that under your foot? Nothing, lied the boy. Mr. Big bristled. The boy was testing the man's patience. Thumbs, ordered Big. The brute knew what to do. He marched over to Frank, wrapped his arms round his chest and lifted him right off the ground. All eyes looked down at the bundle of cash that the boy had slid halfway across the study. Sorry, Dad, whispered Frank. Dad gave his son a supportive smile. It seems we have a thief amongst us, announced Mr. Big. Please, Mr. Big, sir, have mercy on the boy, begged Dad. The crime boss waddled over to Frank and stared straight at him. Frank took a deep breath. What was this nasty little man going to do? The answer was a smile. Boy, I am impressed, began Big. Very impressed. Stealing from Mr. Big himself? That takes some guts. You should come and live here with me and your mother. Dad looked at his son, fear blazing in his eyes. Never, shouted Frank. Never say never, replied Mr. Big. Think about it. I've thought about it. It's never. I could train you up. Come on, Dad, said Frank, tugging on his father's sleeve. We have to go. Just as the pair had reached the study door, Mr. Big called after the boy. One day all this could be yours. I would rather die. That can be arranged, purred Mr. Big.